They mocked her scars and laughed behind menus, until one man stood up, stared at the mark on her arm, and saluted, because he knew exactly what it meant. Asterisk subscribe to Story Fuel for more unforgettable tales of karma, kindness, and the heroes we overlook every day. Asterisk the diner buzzed with early evening chatter, usual crowd slipping into booths under the flickering neon sign that had seen better years. And no one gave a second glance to the quiet waitress moving briskly between tables until they did, and not kindly. Her name was Emily, young yet weathered. Her face marked by a lattice of faint scars dancing across her right cheek and a deep burn trailing down her arm, barely hidden beneath her rolled-up uniform sleeve. To most, she was the damaged girl, the one who never smiled fully. The one who took orders with robotic precision and eyes that seemed to drift somewhere far away, like she was watching scenes unfold that no one else could see. That day, a group of wealthy tourists, loud, designer-labeled, and dripping with entitlement, settled into the corner booth and, upon seeing her, exchanged sneers like teenagers spotting a punchline. What happened to her face? One whispered, too loudly, and another giggled. Probably a kitchen fire. Or meth. Small towns, you know. Emily, used to cruelty dressed as curiosity, clenched her jaw and kept her tray steady, but her eyes betrayed a flicker of pain that hadn't dulled with time. They continued mocking her gait, mimicking her stiff movements. And one even fake coughed Frankenstein behind a napkin. The staff ignored it, they'd seen worse. But in booth 6 sat an old man with a steel-gray buzz cut and a straight-backed posture that refused to slump despite age. He had only ordered coffee, worn a battered army vet cap, and observed quietly until Emily bent to refill his mug, and a small tattoo peeked from beneath her sleeve, a black falcon cradling a lightning bolt. Half hidden by burn scars, his eyes widened, hand trembling slightly as he set down his cup. "Ma'am," he said, voice like gravel and memory, "is that the 182nd Tactical Rescue Unit?" Her breath caught only military insiders ever recognized it, a unit so elite and shadowed that even most soldiers hadn't heard of it. She nodded slowly, suddenly alert. The old man stood, his chair scraping loud against tile, and snapped into a salute, sharp and crisp. The entire diner fell silent. "Respect," he said, voice echoing across booths. "You're a damn hero, Sergeant Mills." The laughter died like a flame under rain. Gasps rippled, and one of the mocking women dropped her fork. Emily froze, her cover blown. The scars weren't from drugs or clumsiness, but from dragging 4 soldiers out of a burning vehicle in Kandahar after an ambush, earning her a medal she never bothered to collect. "I thought you were killed in action," the man said. Tears welling, "They told us Bravo team didn't make it." She blinked back emotion, suddenly 15 years older in their eyes. Whispers swirled. "She's a vet? She saved lives?" Mocking group looked like children caught stealing candy. It's the loudest one, a man in loafers worth more than Emily's car, stood and stammered, "We didn't know, we didn't mean," but Emily cut him off with a calm that could silence bombs. "You never asked? You just judged." The silence thundered. Then the old man turned to the crowd. "This woman saved my brother. He told me her name before he died. She didn't leave anyone behind." That moment cracked something open. A trucker clapped slowly. Then a woman near the counter stood and offered to cover Emily's dinner. By one, strangers became supporters. Not because of pity, but because the truth made them ashamed. Emily, overwhelmed, simply nodded and walked to the kitchen. But the next day, the mayor showed up, offered a ceremony and public thanks. She declined. She didn't need more medals, but she did start speaking at local schools, telling kids what strength really looked like. The tourists, they left early. No tip. But the story of the scarred waitress who turned out to be a war hero outlived their shallow jokes. 1 month later, a young girl walked into the diner with her mom, pointed at Emily and said, "I want to be like her." And for the first time in years, Emily smiled fully, not because she needed approval, but because someone saw her truth. Not the burns, not the scars, but the bravery beneath. So the next time you see someone different, remember, scars might just be metals life forgot to polish. And sometimes, the quietest heroes wear aprons instead of armor. Subscribe to Story Fuel for more untold stories that prove the world still holds warriors in disguise. Asterisk.